Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be trying out the new Bard palette from Fenty Cosmetica. So I am very excited for this. They are also an indie brand located here in the Seattle area, so they're local for me. And I really loved their first palette. I bought it immediately as soon as it launched and I can't wait to try this one. I didn't buy their last palette because it just didn't speak to me as much, but this one looks like a perfect palette for me. So I'm going to do some swatches and I think 2 looks, 1 on each eye, so I can try out all of the shades and then see what I think. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, and I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so this is the Bard palette. It retails for, I think it was like 30 something, and I'll have everything in the description box like always, and timestamps, all of that. But this is the outer package. So Fenty Cosmetica started in the spring, I believe, and this is their 3rd palette. So there was the Druid Palette, which is beautiful green, earthy tones, and then there was the Sorcerer Palette, which I do love blues, but the pinks in it just aren't colors that I really wear, so I didn't pick that one up. And then this is the Bard, which looks perfect for me. The sleeve and the palette look identical. I do like that. And I also like how easy it is to see. My one complaint for the Bard palette, or not the Bard, the Druid palette, was that everything was so dark that you couldn't really see the names of things. And so I was like, some more contrast would be better, just so you can clearly read the names of like the shades and stuff. And they definitely have fixed that. And then when you open it up, you get a little sleeve. You get a nice mirror. It's actually a pretty good quality mirror. And here is the palette. And I think this is beautiful. The moment I saw it, I knew I needed it. It launched the day after my birthday, which was really nice, although I didn't buy it for a couple days because I was traveling. And I am so excited. So it's got 4 mattes. They're colors that I really love and also kind of folly colors. And then it's got really beautiful shimmers, and the shimmers in their first palette were amazing. So I'm pretty hopeful about this. And I think what I might do is something like use these 2 mattes together, use these 2 mattes together, but you could easily use all of them together. So I'm gonna do some swatches on my arm and then try them out. So I don't have any primer on my arm. I do have a mark for my watch. And I am a medium olive undertone, so some shades like these can look a little different on me than other skin tones. That's part of why I like to do swatches, see how they're gonna pull on my skin. Also, it just shows me what they look like. I don't really care about swatches as far as performance, because swiping on your arm and actually using with a brush on your eye are very different. So I'm gonna do all 4 mattes first, and then I'll do the shimmers. And I wanna point out that the names of each shade are also kind of a metallic, so they shine and reflect, and I think it looks really pretty. The owner, Jordan, did a really, really nice job with this. I'm very excited. So the first shade is Performance, and it is this really beautiful yellow. It feels very soft. That looks really pretty. Enrapture is this orangey tone. It feels a little less silky, but it still feels really nice. And then Inspiration is the green shade. That feels nice. This is my favorite kind of green. I like olivey greens. And this is just a hint of on the olive side. And then I'll just do my pinky for Stories, which is this dark, more magenta-y looking color, like a dark red. That's really pretty. I think these are really nice tones. So there's the yellow. I'm gonna do a second swatch just in case. This is definitely the softest of the 4, but it looks like it builds pretty nicely. There's the orange, the green, and that shade. Those are really pretty, very beautiful fall tones. Okay, so the first shimmer is Charismatic, which is supposed to be a duochrome. It says light pink to gold. And that feels nice and creamy. That's really pretty. Very neutral, like goldy pink, really like that. The next one is Lore, which is a multi-chrome, which is supposed to be golden green to blue. And I can definitely see the golden green to green here. That's really pretty. Okay, that's pulling very blue on camera, but when I look at it, I definitely see gold to green. This is very much a me shade. I'm very excited for that. And then Legend is the next shimmer, and that is supposed to be a duochrome that's blue to purple. And that's really pretty, and very clearly a duochrome. So when I'm looking at it here, I just see purple, like a dark reddy purple, and then it's reflecting blue. So I filmed with my phone, so you're gonna see that reflection, but I think I can capture the shift. So if you look here, see it's looking very blue, and then if you look in the reflection, it's that green to gold. And then this one is very blue to very purple. So that's really pretty. Yeah, that's definitely like a peachy gold. The duochrome is definitely like a pink to golden and ends up looking kind of peachy, which I like. That's really beautiful. As soon as I saw these shades, I knew I needed it. I love that. And I don't have a discount code with them or anything, so if you do want to pick this up, they do have some bundles as well, but there are discount codes out there. I know my friend Jamila just got one or has one, and so I used hers, and it was just Jamila to save 10%. So there's two more shades. So there's Mythic, which is like a burnt orange shimmer, really beautiful and really reflective. And then Wanderer, which I think is another multi-chrome. No, it's a duochrome, which is pink to bronze. And that is very beautiful and definitely a strong shift. A little bit of texture, but it smooths out really nicely. And that is the pink to bronze. That is beautiful. Shimmers are really a standout, but the mattes feel nice, so I'm hoping they perform well like the first palette. I'm gonna go wash this off and then do a couple looks. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do a look with the yellow and the green, and one with these two tones, the orange and the dark color, and then try at least 3 of the shimmers, as many of the shimmers as I can. So I'm gonna start with Performance on my right eye, picking that up on a fluffy brush. It picks up very nicely. Definitely tap off the excess just in case. And I'm gonna run that through my crease. I already put my Urban Decay eye primer on, and then the rest of my makeup will be in the description box. I kind of feel like a reverse pumpkin because I have a green shirt, orangey lip, and orangey blush. Okay, that is a very pretty yellow. Very orange leaning, like warm yellow, which is my favorite kind of yellow. Pick up just a little bit more and run this through the crease. So that looks really nice, blending without really trying. The edges look really nice. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is a Refer 14. Still a little fluffy. And I'm gonna pick up Inspiration, that green shade. Picks up nicely. And I'm gonna put that right here. That is really pretty. Kind of matches my shirt. That was not on purpose. I was gonna wear a like a pinkier brick red shirt, and then I realized my husband was wearing a pink shirt, and I didn't want us both to be in pinky shirts, because that happens too often that we wear the same color. So that's blending out really nicely. It's blending into the yellow really nicely. So I'm just packing. I'm just taking a little bit, putting it right here where I want the color to be the strongest, and then using what's left on the brush to blend into my crease, which is why I like this brush, because it works well for that. I think that looks really nice. So I'm just gonna take the first brush with a little bit more of the yellow and blend over it to make sure that everything's blended nicely and you can still see the yellow. Okay, I really like that. It looks even better in person than on camera. I think on camera it looks a little more vibrant. In person it looks somehow better blended. And then for shimmer, I'm gonna grab my Rephr 21. I have a few of these. I'm gonna pick up Lore. That's really beautiful. And I'm gonna put that all over my lid. I often use glitter glue. I'm not today, just because it's already late in the day, so I don't really have to worry about it lasting all day. I do have fairly oily eyelids, like it's the one part of my face that's oily. So if I want shadows to last all day, I almost always use glitter glue, especially on like really creamy shadows. But I'm just gonna be filming and then hanging out with my best friend probably, so I don't necessarily need. That's really beautiful. I really love this. Glitter glue would make it more intense, but it already is pretty intense. And it's very, that gold to green to blue shift is very clear. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the Charismatic shade and use that as my inner corner and kind of blend it onto the inner part of my lash line. I already accidentally got a little bit of Lore on my inner corner, so I'm just using the same brush. And I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Legend, just so I can try every shade and run that on my lower lash line. If I was just going out, I might leave it like this and put a little bit of the green down here. But I wanna try all of the shades. So I just picked that up on a pencil brush and I'm just gonna run that right here. Hopefully the honks outside aren't too loud since people don't know how to drive. That's very blue and I really like the way that looks. So just to tie that in together, I'm gonna take a little bit of the green and put that out here and tie that into the outer V. It is very sparkly down here, but I don't have any fallout. Even without any kind of glitter, glue, or primer down here, I didn't get any fallout. Okay, I really like that. So I'm just gonna go straight into the other eye, do that one, and then finish off my mascara and stuff at the end. So on this side, I'm gonna pick up Enrapture, the orange shade, and I'm going in with another fluffy Rephr brush. Picks up really nicely. And I'm gonna place that in my crease. So once again, I'm gonna start out here where I want most of the color, and then just blend inward again. You could easily use the yellow with this to blend out the edges, and I might still. But the edges are blending really nicely. These are blending really well. I really like that. I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow and I'm just going to dust it right here. Over the edge a little bit right here. Okay, I really like that. And then using a little shader brush, I'm gonna pick up more of the orange and run it under my lower lash line. And then using another little brush, this is a Rephr 13, so it's a little smaller than the other one I used. Picking up the Story shade, which there's a bit of kick up in the pan for that, more so in that one, but not too bad. And then I'm gonna tap that out here and run it on my lower lash line a little. That's really pretty. It's kind of a cranberry shade. Also, you know, start with this, blend the edges out, do that kind of a look. I just don't do that very often unless I really need to. Or I'm starting with like a liner. I put liner down and build the shape. I really like that color. It's really pigmented, but it blends really nicely. It just blended right into the orange. So I'm just gonna take some more of the orange, make sure everything's blended together, and that you can still see it. It's making a really nice sunset kind of color, which is very fitting for fall. Okay, I really like this. This is just the small brush again, but it doesn't have any extra product on it. I didn't dip it in again. I'm just using it to push the cranberry color out a little. Okay. I like that a lot. So I think I'm gonna try the Wanderer shade and maybe Mythic, or maybe I'll put Mythic down here. So on another 21 brush, I'm just picking up Wanderer. Picks up really nicely. And that's beautiful. It's pulling very pink on my lid, but I do see the bronze shimmer sparkle in it, and then every once in a while I turn and I see the shift. So it's definitely there. And then I'm gonna take Charismatic again, put that on my inner corner, blend it in. Those two blend beautifully together. And then I'm gonna take Mythic on the same pencil brush and just run it down here. That's really pretty. That's like molten. So I did kind of a warm look, cool look again. You could easily mix these around. I like the look of warm mattes with like a cool tone crease, like the blue over these. The blue purple on this lid would have been really pretty. So that orange with the cranberry and then the blue lid. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera and tidy up the edges with concealer and put mascara on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and these are the finished looks. I just tidied up with a little concealer and make sure the shape was right, and then added some of my Haus Labs liquid eyeliner. I'm really glad that I bought backups when they were on sale, because they don't have a liquid eyeliner in their new line. Although you could use the black paint for one, it would work very well, but really happy I have backups. And then my Pat McGrath mascara. I really love both of these. I like all of the shades. I'm really glad I used every shade in the palette. I can't wait to combine it with the first palette as well. And if you'd like a video of me using the two together, let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to do that. Come up with a couple looks where you use shades from both. Because you can buy them as a bundle where you save a little bit by getting both, or if you happen to just buy the first one and then this one. Because I think they'll pair really nicely together, because that also has kind of green, earthy tones in it. I think the mattes performed maybe even better than the other palette, and the shimmers are just beautiful. Especially when I was in the bathroom, the Lure shade was very beautiful, very shifty, and I can see here, looking at myself directly, I definitely see that bronze to the pink in Wanderer. So really like this. Very happy I grabbed this. So let me know what you think of the looks in the comments below, what you think of the palette, if you grabbed it already or not. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And also, if you have a preference on what I think is better, let me know as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.